Marcus Parker is a motivational poet and author whose website, marcusparker.com, offers resources like audiobooks, ebooks, and free samples to help people fix their emotions, transition into adulthood, and grow their music online. And Marcus is with us here just now. How are you today?
Hey, I cannot complain. And I apologize. I said good morning. I forgot. It's not
Yes.
morning where you are.
Oh, yes, we're well into the afternoon here. We're full of
Yeah,
energy. Now,
it's 6:30 in the morning here. So I
oh,
had much love to get up. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
lovely. Now, you, of course, you've got this website, marcusparker.com now, but you had a 20-year run in music and poetry, which ended with your album, Grown Folk Business. So, tell us a little bit about that time. I mean, what was it like to combine music and poetry?
Well, it started because I wrote a book about my life in 2004,
Mm,
and it became a local bestseller, like in the Dallas DFW area. And so what happened is teachers and whatnot that would come to the bookstore would be like, "Hey, can you come speak at my class? Can you come speak at my class? Or
mm,
we having a convention or something? Can you come?" That kind of thing. And so I started doing it. And when I started doing it, it turned into, a bunch of like rowdy kids, if you
yeah.
would, who were very, very difficult to try to, keep composed when you're there just talking about a book. That was kind of boring, right?
Mm,
And so, a couple of teachers suggested, how about you start rapping to them? I bet if you rapped it, they would listen. And
yeah.
so I started doing that, and it actually worked.
And it's interesting because on the album Grown Folk Business, you know at the start of it, you kind of say on the album what you said there. It gives you
Yeah.
a bit of a backstory.
Yes, absolutely. Matter of fact, did you get a chance to check it out?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yes.
What's
It's
the feedback? I need it,
yes.
you know?
Yeah, it's very impressive. You know the way you can mix music and poetry and make people listen. It catches your attention.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And what was it that? Because obviously this is the last album. So why did you decide to end this,
Well,
direction in your life after 20 years?
because I started when I was 30 and I wrote the book. And, so all of that, like if you look behind me,
Mm,
all of these pictures and video, I mean, all of that stuff happened over that span of time. And
yeah,
so, now it's like I'm like getting older. I'm 50 years old right now, right?
yeah,
And it's like, when it comes down to motivating youth, I mean, people my age are looking for something a little bit more involved as far as training or whatnot, and I'm a little bit out of the the age bracket to speak to the younger people. So I'm opening it
yeah,
up for the younger people who can do that. But grown folk business to me was just like pulling it all together. So like
yeah.
this was all spread out. Grown folks business was like this wall behind me, right?
Mm,
I was just putting together all this stuff. So when you listen to it, it's no question whether this guy has actually put this work in.
yeah. And how have the listeners responded so far to Grown Folk Business?
Well, I mean, I think that I get most of the love from like you guys' side of the world, because
Mm,
rap music in the America is a little bit more. It's more about like gangster rap is much more
yeah,
popular in America. I think like when I look at UK and I see the comments and stuff, uh, over there they seem to have a little bit higher appreciation for the positive vibrations.
yeah.
And so, right now, I mean, I've done some promotion on it or whatever, but the one song on there, I Choose Happy, has been
Mm,
picked up by a lot of people in their background. So it's
yeah.
actually had over like 3 million streams.
Wow. Uh,
And but as far as the album, if you go to Grown Folks Business, it's like I believe it like 149,000 views. All love, no negativity at all. You know what I mean?
mm.
But if I could get a Toby comment on it,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll
Well,
be ready.
yeah. And what is it that you think it is about motivational music that resonates so deeply with people across all walks of life? Because it certainly seems that a lot of people are connecting with it.
Well, I went back to school like as an older. I was like 40 when I went back
Mm,
to university to get my bachelor's, all right? And that's where I learned about emotional intelligence. And
yeah,
so I started becoming very, very good at it and really, really, loving emotional intelligence. And so I said, if I could mix this, that's how I started with my book and Find a Lie, Fix the Problem, is just mixing that. I was an electronics technician for years, and
yeah,
I kind of mixed those troubleshooting skills with emotional intelligence to try to make music and books and stuff that would
yeah.
motivate people and help people heal.
Absolutely. Now I've got a website. You've got a website now called marcusparker.com. So can you give us a little glimpse into the audio books and the ebooks and all the material that's available on your
Absolutely.
site?
Absolutely. If you go to marcusparker.com, what I did for 2025 is I started out, I gave away, I have 3 free ebooks on the
Mm,
website. So if you scroll to the bottom, everything that I'm talking about, I gave you a free sample. And I'm not even asking for the email address. Like you can just
yeah.
go on there, scroll, and download it. Right. So there's one called the sample of how to fix your emotions. It talks about how do you fix those emotional triggers in your life. Like when something happens and you find yourself angry, well, that came from somewhere. And this is just showing you how to start troubleshooting that and realize where that trauma came from. Right? It's not a
Yeah.
substitute for counseling. I do recommend people still go to counseling, but it's
Yeah.
definitely moves you in that direction. The second one is the Ultimate Life Training Workbook. Is like for young people transitioning into adulthood. It's got those keys like show you how to save money, goal setting, time management, those types
Yeah.
of things. And then for the folks who want to like, put their music online and as a side hustle or however you want to do it. Now I got also an ebook that's free that shows you how I've done with my music. And so
Yeah.
you can get all those free before you even buy any of my ebooks or audiobooks.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite impressive because you get all these free. So why was it important for you to make these resources so easily accessible?
Well, because I mean, this go round, I mean, like, because I started in 2004,
Yeah.
right? And so I learned a whole lot along the way, but I never could have told you what life would look like if I stayed underground, if you would, all those
Mm,
years. It would just keep on building up, building up. And so I just decided that the how can I tell someone that I've been doing this for 20 years without being able to give them something to show, hey, and just to prove to you that I have this value, I'm gonna go ahead and give you that. Whether you buy my stuff or not, I'm gonna give that to you.
yeah. Absolutely. Well, of course, you've stepped away from releasing albums. So, what's next for you? Do you see yourself continuing to inspire people through different mediums?
I think it's going to be right here. Like I've
Mm.
actually set this up for my podcast,
Oh,
right?
wow.
And it'll be something that, and you will be invited.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be all about healing, all
Mm.
about, fun and also learning. So there's so much that I can teach, and there's so much that I have taught. But this is going to be the platform where I can bring all kind of people and kind of focus on that, learning, healing, and having fun.
Yeah. And if you could give one final piece of motivational advice to the listener, what would it be?
Okay. Well, I say stay driven with the talent you were given. That was
Yes.
always like my mantra. So everybody has a specific talent. Everybody got, things that they're super good at. And I say for everybody to look within yourself and try to find that thing that you have that separates
Mm.
you from the crowd and just build on that.
Absolutely. Well, of course, all the resources are available at marcusparker.com. And where are all the places that we're able to find the album, Grown Folk Business?
Oh, YouTube, you can go to my YouTube channel, marcusparker.com, of course.
Yeah.
Also, on all streaming services, Apple iTunes, Spotify, everything. Just put my name in there, motivational rap, Marcus and Positive Parker, and you can check it out.
Brilliant. Well, many thanks for joining us today. It's been great having you on the show.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate you.